tutorial. Like I was saying, they were like, oh, keep that same energy that y'all had in the beginning. Like, no dude, people are tired. My mouth was dry, my water was hot, I was over it. I needed a popsicle. I was just really just like, I wasn't here for it anymore. And there is this person who was talking, like, they were rambling. Like, I'm like, there was some good points. Like, this girl had a really dope poem, which was talking, it was basically like an apology to black girls, where it was just like, she's basically saying like everything that we all went through as black women, as far as it's like she's sorry that we can't speak or like show passion without being labeled an angry black woman, which I felt that, because too many times you can't just speak your mind because people are just assuming you're mad. Like, yes, I'm mad, but also like what I'm saying like has weight. Like, I have a reason to be upset, so don't patronize me type stuff. And I felt that. Or like when she was talking about like how she apologizes for the fact that you're the only one that got told to stop being so loud, while Susie Q right next to you was screaming at the top of her lungs, but you're the only one that got to shut up, which was tough because I felt that too, because I went to a predominantly white high school. And I'll do a story time on my experience with that if y'all want, because that was something in itself. And I don't care. I will call up the teachers, the principal, the school. I don't care, because hey, that's how I felt. And they can say what they want to say. They can say they're diverse to whatever, but what I felt was not diversity. What I saw was not diversity. And like I said, racism, like how it feels, like racism never went anywhere. People just got a little more slick with it, to the fact that they say things that make you think now. Before, they were just blatantly calling us the N-word, say whatever they want to say, you know, having us being slaves. Like, it was blatant. But now, because, you know, we're smarter, like we're with the times, they're trying to be more patronizing with what they say. When I've seen that at the white school that I was at. But like I said, if y'all want me to tell y'all what that was like, I will. Gang gang, say what you gotta say out here. But anyways, so her poem was dope, but after that it was just kind of like annoying. So then the march continued, and at this point I'm like completely depleted. I'm ready to go. Me and my friends are just like, well, maybe like after we go to the mayor's house, like, cause that's where we went next. We stopped in the mayor's house. They banging on this man door. He come out, right? So it was kind of, to me, that whole experience was kind of like, just, people are really upset, okay? So when people are upset, they they're not really thinking of like the process that things have to go through, like the cycle of things that they have to go through to make change. They just want change to be made, which is completely unrealistic, and it can't happen. Like, people expect, like, this, the way it seems is that from what they're saying is just like abolish the police, right? But there's a way to get what you want. Like, you can't just say we want you to defund the police, and tomorrow we don't want to see any more on the street. Like, that mentality is what I saw a lot of yesterday, and it's really unrealistic, because that's not how it works. Like, first of all, it was like 6 p.m. What is he about to do? Go to the legislator's building and be like, I don't want any more police on the road tomorrow? Sure. Like, he has that power. He's the mayor. He's a small pawn. He's a small piece in a big equation. He's just a small factor, and the sooner people realize that, the better. Yes, they hold weight. Yes, they have the power, but I'm saying there's more people that are higher than them that have way more power, and that's why you have to pay attention to who you elect into office. Because as soon as he said, I don't agree with abolishing the police, it was just an uproar. Everybody screaming, calling him all kinds of names, yelling, vote him out, vote him out. Like, oh, kill. Like, okay, vote him out. But I guess you guys need to actually pay attention next time when it comes to voting, because that's another thing that we haven't really spoke about prior to this. Like, people want change, but they don't really want to go take all the steps to make change, because it's not going to happen overnight. And they think that voting for the president is just like the most important, but you need to vote for everybody, because they're the people that are actually making change, which is what people are actually like are now seeing that. So it's great that people are actually starting to open their eyes to that. But because you guys, we all know ignorance is bliss. So there's a lot of that, and it just seemed like there's just a lot. There's like, police brutality is just such a loaded topic, and people just think that it's just like the policing that is the problem. Like, yes, that's a big problem, but there's so many other details that go into it, like affordable housing, schooling, the school to prison pipeline. Like, there's so many other ways that our people are being oppressed, that people are just, but right now people are worrying about police brutality, which they do, because that's definitely an issue. And you would think that right now, with all the protests and everything that's going on, that the police would be on their best behavior, but it seems like right now they don't care what we're saying. They're like, that's tough. That's really great that you think that we care, because at the end of the day, I have a badge and I can do whatever I want to do. And I'm just so glad that some of them are finally being held to the same standards that you and I would be held to if I killed you or if you killed me. And I'm glad that that's starting to happen. It's really great. Okay, I'm about to start ranting. Okay, so at the protests, there was like some guy that was like, he was talking. I didn't really see his face because I was behind this humongous sign, and there's like this mom, you can tell she's a mother, and I think she's with her kids, whatever. So he goes, at the end of his speech, like, he was doing a lot of cursing, whatever, talking to us in a way that we understand. There was this lady behind me that was just having a whole breakdown, like, oh my God, why does he have to curse so much? Why does he have to use the F word so much? Oh my God, there's ministers here, like, oh my God. And I'm just like, ma'am, like, because he's a minister, he can't hear curse words? Okay, moving on. Like, what is that? Okay, sure. Like, because he's a man of God, he suddenly like cannot hear any profanity. Like, you act like they don't walk around with the people. Like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't know what she was trying to get at with that, but that was annoying me. And the guys was like, at the end of the day, we're all the N-word. So she just this is another lady, she completely lost it. And she's like screaming at the top of her lungs, like, don't applaud that nonsense. I'm not a, and I'm just like, ma'am, this is not the place to be divisive. Right now, with all that is going on, we all had to come together. And honestly, the N-word, that topic is a whole different conversation. A lot of people are not ready to have that conversation, just the same way they're not ready to have the conversation about colorism, okay? So if we're being honest, there are so many more issues that lie within the Black community other than police brutality, like people stealing our culture. Like, there's so many issues, but like colorism, people do not want to acknowledge. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people do not want to acknowledge that being a light skin, even though you're Black, being a light skin is still, you are a little bit higher on the spectrum, even if you don't want to believe that. I don't care, because I had a friend that I grew up with that she refused to believe that because she had light skin than me, that she was held at a higher standard. And I tried to tell her, I'm like, baby, nobody has ever told you you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Like, what does that even mean? How condescending can you actually be? There's one thing to be told I'm pretty for a Black girl, what she heard, but not only, you had to go and label me even more. You had to, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Like, I never found that a compliment. I was just like, don't even call me pretty, because you can't just call me pretty. Why I gotta be pretty for a, why? So The N-word is just a conversation that people are not ready to have yet, and it definitely was not the time or place for her to be sitting up here ready to screaming about that. Like, people use that word so loosely right now, and a lot of people don't understand its origin or where it came from, nor do they care. Let's be honest, a lot of people do not care because they feel like we took the word back, so it's okay now. That's how a lot of people feel. Like, the white people are no longer saying it. We changed the ER to an A, we took it back, and we made it ours. So it's okay if I call my brother or my sister that and we keep it pushing. So a lot of people don't feel that way. And again, people are not ready to have that conversation. And it wasn't the time to have that conversation while we were at a rally talking about coming together. Why are you trying to be divisive by saying, don't applaud that nonsense, don't applaud that nonsense? Why y'all applauding this? Why y'all applauding this? Like, tapping people on the shoulder saying, why are you applauding this? That was so, like, OD to me. I was like, really, ma'am? Like, are you for real? Why are you tapping? Why are you here then? Like, you don't like what he said? Okay, good. Agree to disagree, but there's a time and a place, and this was not the time or the place. Right now, we were talking about coming together, being one, and you want to sit up here and pull straws about stuff that you don't agree. Like, my mom's always just like, eat the meat, spit out the bones, or something like that. It probably is not what she said, but whatever. That's more or less the bottom line of it, okay? Everybody's entitled to feel like how they want to feel, but there's a way to do it, and that wasn't the time. And right now I can't stress this enough. Like, I said it a few times, but I really need to stress the point. It's not the time to be divisive. Like, there will be a time to have the conversation about the N-word, but it's not to do. And me and my best friend, we wanted to go to a protest since we were 17. I have no idea who was killed at the time. That's crazy that I just said that, right? I have no idea who was killed at that time. Terrible. But I know that there was no protest where I live. And we were ready to go to a different state, just go to a protest. And this guy at church, I'm not gonna name him, he was like, why do you want to protest? Your protesting won't make a difference. When I tell y'all, I just had to gather him up right quick, because first of all, who are you to tell me that my voice doesn't matter? Don't try to silence me, sir. My voice, it's not gonna matter. Okay, so I bet you he's eating his words right now. He probably don't remember he said that to me, but I'll never forget that day, because I was livid. Like, who are you to tell me that my voice doesn't matter? Who are you to tell me that me protesting won't make a difference? Because you see what all these protests have been doing, right? Making a difference. People are making them see that this ain't it, and y'all need to fix it. So me going to this protest, everything just kind of, went full circle. Even though it took me 4 years to get there, I still went to a protest with my best friend like we wanted to do. And I would go to another one. Maybe I'll go late because I'm not into the whole talking thing, but for the march, I'm all for it.